New York, New York. Zohran Mamdani. Labels. What does Trump call him? A communist, and worse. Of course, never to his face, because Trump hasn't the huevos to say anything to anyone's face. But let's be polite. Maybe a democratic socialist. And then there's AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now there's a woman I would vote for. Just like I would vote for Salma Hayek or Rachel Weisz, not because I agree with their politics, but because, well, damn, I think they're hot. But hot doesn't solve our country's socio-political needs. At least I don't think it does. The wife is reading this, so I'm going to move along quickly. She stopped laughing when I got to Rachel. Back to Mamdani, AOC, and let's throw Bernie in while we're at it. All good people. I'm glad they're out there fighting the good fight. A bit too far left for my taste, well, yes, more than a bit. But they have one thing in common, and I genuinely respect them for it. They believe what they preach. No soapboxes with a shelf of snake oil hidden inside. And their views? Valid for where they come from. Just too extreme to export nationally. But here's the thing about extremes. They produce something useful when they meet each other. Wait for it. It's almost here, and it's worth the wait. The middle. Now, before you check out, the middle doesn't mean flat line. In an emergency room, a flat line is when they call time of death. The middle isn't death. The middle is different strokes for different folks. What works beautifully in New York City works for New York. If rent has gotten out of hand, rent control makes sense there. But that doesn't mean rent control belongs in Mayberry. Why can't both New York and Mayberry coexist with different solutions to different problems? Because choosing a president isn't obvious, that's why. They have to thump on a stump everywhere. They have to sell their goods to people with completely different needs, different economies, different histories. And what I'm looking for, what I've been looking for, is a candidate who stands up and says, I'm here to let you solve your own problems, and if you ask for help, the federal government will be there. But only if you ask. That doesn't mean every single thing gets decided at the local level. Basic education standards, welfare guidelines, healthcare and vaccination policy, freedom of religion guarantees, these need universal federal oversight. Some things belong to all of us equally, but how many chocolate chips go into your Toll House cookie? That's up to you. How many chips do you want? And while I'm telling you what I'm looking for in the next president, there's one more thing. I want a team from day one. Not a successor chosen in some smoke-filled hotel room because they might carry a swing state. Not a running mate picked in the last 48 hours of a convention to patch the electoral math. A team, built deliberately, from the beginning, with intention. If you can't give me that before you ask for my vote, I'm not interested.